Seek your life in God reality, God initiative, God provisions. Don't worry about missing out. You'll find all your everyday human concerns will be met. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now. And don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. So Jesus is really hammering this point in, and it's because it's the one that we struggle with a lot. Most of us don't struggle with murderous thoughts or robbing and becoming international jewel thieves or whatever, but we do struggle with those cares. Not allowing our minds to experience God's peace, God's joy, God's presence, because we worry, because we know that we have enough to make it through, if our tires go down, or if we have enough saved, that we all often think about that, and those cares can rob our lives. You ever heard of the term delayed discounting? It's kind of a new one for me. Delayed discounting is in both humans and animals, is that we all prefer smaller short-term rewards as opposed to larger long-term rewards. Pretty simple concept. The longer the time span, the less valuable is the reward. So if a scientist asks somebody, hey, would you like to have $100 now or $200 next week? Most of us would be able to say, I'd rather wait till next week and get $200, right? But if we said $1 million, instead of $100, $1 million in 30 years, people say, every time they say no, it's a big, rich reward. It's too far off the distance. I'll take $100 now. And this was done on 3 types of individuals. This study, or many studies have been done. Drug addicts, average folks like you and me, and highly successful entrepreneurs. The drug addicts, the delayed discounting average was 4 days. So they could only wait 4 days. After the 5th day, they didn't care if you made that $1,000, $2,000. They need to get their next fix. So 4 days, that's about it. Okay? Average people were for 5 years. You could delay discount something up to 5 years after that. It didn't matter whether you made that amount, or pretended not to give them somebody who was willing to do that, whatever. But the successful entrepreneurs was 10 years. So the drug addicts could delay their gratification for 5 days, and so they were victims of this immediate gratification desire. Their lives were ruled by immediate gratification. Well, that desire has been going down for centuries. The average peasant who literally shoveled dung for a cruel overlord or baron in medieval times, essentially a slave, very few rights and opportunities, but because of the training they had gotten from the church, with their incremental amount of income, they saved a much larger portion of their income than the average folk in America today, whose quality of life, our quality of life, even those who consider ourselves poor, is far, far above even the lords and ladies in the dark ages. There's a principle that the more immediate the reward is, generally speaking, the worse it is for us. Well, instant gratification brings us immediate pleasure, and most often comes at the expense of long-term success. You may have heard of that famous marshmallow experiment. See, little children are given the option of either 1 marshmallow right away or 2 marshmallows. They have wait a certain amount of time. The study discovered that kids were able to delay gratification and wait for the second marshmallow later on in life, and they were followed up on at higher SAT scores, better social skills, and much healthier lifestyles with their partners and friends. Previous studies have shown that delayed discounting, a tendency to prefer smaller, immediate to large delayed results, decreases following vivid imagination of future events. So this tells us that it's very important to imagine. To daydream, we have this consistent goal, fantasizing, imagining that future event, that future glory. Vision, inner vision is so important, and holding a powerful vision in our minds dramatically affects our futures. So rather than groan as we eat our, let's say, healthier choices of foods, wistfully wishing we could be eating something that tasted better, or doing something more fun than exercising, instead of forcing ourselves to do that, we should be taking the time for it. And in between times when we're not eating or working out, of seeing ourselves healthy and strong, doing things maybe that we can't do now, that we used to be able to do, maybe going ice skating, or doing something that it will require us to be more muscular, more flexible, a little thinner. Take the time to put that inner vision at the forefront of our consciousness. We will be more successful, much more successful at whatever we do, whatever we want to undertake. The vision is the most important thing to keep us going. Long-term vision. The same is true with spirituality. If we can see ourselves, envision ourselves to walking, talking with Jesus in heaven and our ancestors. I can't wait. Every once in a while, get a certain smell. I'll be driving along or walking this place, a smell will remind me of my grandparents' backyard or something in their house. I'll remember how wonderful it was being the little enough to be doddled on one of their knees, and I'll think how to see them someday. Those kind of visions. Maybe even envision ourselves praying for the sick and having them get well, having people get deliverance from addictions, habits. If we see what we're able to see first, can help open those realities in our lives. One of the most powerful effects of Christianity is that it trains folks to think in terms of eternity. That's what we're doing. We're holding an extremely high, but extremely long-term reward out for us. It can train us away from these instant gratifications. So as we look at the things that tempt us, sugary foods, sex, all those illegal drugs, money, fame, popularity, all those things we can be tempted to see, all of which cheapen and lessen our lives. Sometimes even causing us to die decades earlier than we could. They tend to fade and lose their influence when we hold a powerful vision of the future. The very vision that Jesus calls us to, actually commands us to. Vision comes first. So let us ask God for vision, what He wants out of us. Then take the time to meditate on that vision. It's something we sometimes miss out on. Hold that vision strong and ask God to empower, I call it empowered imagination. And I believe if we ask God to enter our imaginations change. We get better and higher visions than what I would come up with if I carefully read Scripture and open myself up, open my mind up to God's imagination enhancing capacities, which can be my vision, can be my guidance in my life. And then after we get the vision, and we've sat with it a while, and we've prayed for God to empower our lives and be able to live out those visions, then we need to just step into the role. I love that phrase. When I was a young man, Pastor told me about it. I told him some things I really wanted to do. My wife and I were sitting there, we prayed with him. We go, wow, every couple of weeks we go just to pray with an older pastor. He started in his 50s, we were in our 20s or 30s. And he would say, Victor, Annette,